Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Alright, cool. Starting the world now. Create new world. Oops. Let's see. Let's chat. Let's do some. Sure. Okay. Hey there. All right. So, let's talk about feeling lonely in your 20s. So lately, I have been feeling lonely for the past year and a half. It's a hard feeling. It's a hard state of feeling to let alone admit out loud, but to come to a conclusion to. And I will say that I've had an easier time to admit that I'm lonely because of going to therapy for the first time, which really great, by the way. I could cheer and clap for myself if I really wanted to. I think I have, actually. Anyways, not the point. Also, first of all, how could I forget? Hi, my name is Max, or you can also call me Silly Goober, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my first video. Yeah, well, I'm trying to just get videos out, finally do this thing that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I think this is a good way to do it, because I like talking about deep things, and I like playing Minecraft, and I've always wanted to make Minecraft videos or just gaming videos in general, and I think me just talking about how I feel and things that have been on my mind lately is a good way to do that. So yeah. Anyways, back to feeling lonely in your 20s. I'm currently 20. I'll be 21 in what's today? Today's April 14th. I'm turning 21 in 3 weeks, I think. Yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I've been feeling lonely for the past year and a half, maybe longer, honestly. Maybe since high school started. Maybe ever since high school. Yeah. But I think lately, ever since I moved to where I am now, and being away from friends, it's just, the feeling of loneliness has just really struck me. But yeah, going back to therapy, I think therapy is, I'm not thinking, I know that therapy has been helping me quite a bit now, even though I've only been to two sessions. Therapist is great. I couldn't have picked a better therapist, honestly. But yeah. Also, don't mind my Minecraft skills because kind of rusty. School has been. There's a spear now? What? What is this? Whoa. Oh. How do you use it? Okay. Oh. 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 Okay. We're getting off track. But actually we're getting on track. Is what I'm saying. Anyways, um, I'm still figuring out how to do talk and play the game at the same time. I think I should. I think I should play the game first, and then do a voice recording over it. But what's the fun in that, you know? Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yes, therapy. I think I know that therapy has been helping me a lot, cause it's just it has, and I've always needed it. I feel like everybody needs therapy. If therapists need therapy, then everybody needs therapy, you know? Um, but anyways, getting to my point, I wrote this down too. My therapist said how everyone in their 20s, or like around my age, has this feeling of loneliness in one way or another. And her reasonings were because, like, everyone's busy with school or work or just trying to find their place in life and trying to, like, put their foot in the door to, like, grow their career, find a career, get acknowledged for something that they've always been wanting to be acknowledged for, you know? And I relate too, you know? I'm trying to be, I'm aspiring to be a videographer and photographer and try to create my own business, however that goes, you know? And I think, of course, that's important to how life goes and how how people just develop. And I feel like I've always known that this is how life would be, but finally feeling it and experiencing it is just way different from what I expected, you know. And I think social media truly is like the number one bully is how I want to phrase it in this case of like, oh, I can go, oh, village, amazing. Like, oh, I can go out all the time with my friends and oh, that scared me, and find new people to be friends with, you know. But then once like once I graduated from high school and once I started college and once I moved, it's like everything changed and I no longer think that anymore. It's just it's hard, you know, feeling so detached from you would have thought what you would have thought how life would go, you know. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I wrote down how we're all just trying to find a place in the world since we're all trying. And I think that's the most important part, is that we're all trying to just live. And where are okay, I found them. And I think that's something that a lot of young people, including myself, just have to put into our minds of like yeah, it's hard right now to just live your life and try to feel fulfilled when you feel so, I'm trying to not use the word alone because I feel like I'll talk about this later, but how there's a difference between being alone and lonely, but I know that the two can go hand in hand sometimes. But yeah, I just think that I just think that since we're all trying to just live life, that we forget what's the most what's most important to us, which is connection. And yeah, and I said this actually, which I should be looking at my notes more. I said, but at the cost of trying, we succumb to this emptiness, or at least like I have, because everyone around me is just trying to be seemingly nonchalant, quote unquote, nonchalant. Ugh, I hate that. I hate, I hate nonchalantness. Oh, don't even get me started on that. That might be another video for the future. But how I need to sleep and get food and oh my goodness. Okay, I'm already failing at Minecraft and it's only the first night. Anyways, it's because I'm too busy talking. Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, everyone around me is just so nonchalant and they're not wanting to like know new people at this point in their lives, which is fair, you know? Like when you're busy and you feel like you don't have all the time in the world, which my therapist and I also talked about how time isn't real. Like time is this expanding thing that we don't really have control of. So you have to just take control of your days day by day instead of thinking like, oh, time isn't on my side, but like when has time ever really been on your side, you know? Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is that everyone around me is just so nonchalant, especially in school. It's ridiculous, honestly. Um let me flip and look at this. Yeah, and everyone around me is so nonchalant and it's super annoying to witness in a very unironic sense. Like I know that people on social media used to joke and like make memes about being nonchalant and all that, but it's honestly so it's just not how you I don't want to tell people how to like live or anything, but it's just not how life is supposed to be, you know? Like we as humans crave connection no matter what. So acting like you don't is just I just feel like it's not real at all. And yeah, it's just upsetting when people like feel like they're trying so hard not to talk to you when like I see you and I know that you want to chit chat so bad. So let's chit chat. Let's have that small talk. I know that it can feel annoying, but it's how you make friends or acquaintances or just random people that you want to talk to because they just seem so cool, you know? And it's really ironic, because I've actually never been this way. I didn't really grow up this way. I grew up as a really, really shy and nervous kid, really anxious kid. I'm still anxious, still nervous, but I'm no longer shy. I feel like it's because I've grown to understand that connection is really important and that to be known is to know other people. And where is a cave? Actually, I would like to find a cave so that I can mine stuff. Let me find a cave first. But yeah, like, to be known is to also know other people. And yeah, like, my goodness. Oh brother, where is a cave? Now I'm getting off track. Okay. There's something. Which is actually nothing. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. It's pretty ironic how I've come to be because I like talking to people now. I'll say hi to random people. I'll like ask them how their day is going, which I know is really simple, but it gets people talking. And that's all I want to like do whenever I'm out now, is just to get people talking and to know people and to kind of get a look into how other people are, I guess. But yeah, it's just I've come to know that connection is important when you're just out in the world. It's not easy, of course. It's not easy because there are moments where I'm like, should I go talk to this person? Should I just leave them alone? But then I end up talking to them, and it's like great. It's like one of the best times ever. Because, I don't know, I feel like people that you don't usually talk to, they end up leaving like a mark on your life. And I know that's happened to me quite a few times now. Probably a lot. But yeah. So, going back, I actually do joke about not having any friends, which, hold on, locking in on making torches, my goodness. Anyways, I joke about not having any friends, which actually isn't true, on like a bigger picture type of sense, I guess. Because I do have friends, it's just they live either really far away or in a different state, or they're online friends, which doesn't diminish our friendship at all. I honestly think that it makes it more special because of that distance, or because of how we met and all that. But in the proximity that I live in now, there's no one that I can truly call a friend, which I feel like is a big juxtaposition in itself when you look at the bigger picture in my life. Because I do have friends, but around me it just feels like there's no one that I can label as a friend. There's people that I talk to, yeah, but I don't know. It just gets me thinking, at least, like, what's my criteria for somebody being my friend. And I think it's just hard to come across, especially in your 20s, to find a good group of people to surround you, to nourish that platonic relationship that you may not find all the time, you know? But yeah. But like reading that back now and also like talking about it out loud, I realize it's not really that funny to joke about not having any friends when I know that there are people in my life who love and care for me. Shout out to my girlfriend. I love her a lot, and we are long distance, which I guess also makes it hard at times, because it feels like that just physical closeness, just being able to see her is just can take a toll sometimes. But yeah, Um, I know there are people who care for me, and I care for them too. And they're always on my mind, but that distance just heightens this feeling by a lot, especially if it's been quite a while since we last seen each other or talked to each other. Oh, okay. This will be embarrassing if I didn't die. This is great. I usually suck at playing survival, so this is great. Anyways, back to my topic today. Yeah, I used to be really shy, and I kept to myself a lot, and I would just have fake conversations in my head with people that I thought were cool. I would. Oh my goodness. No. That's crazy. That's actually so crazy. That's crazy. I'm not doing that. I'll be alone for now, actually. Leave me alone, actually. Anyways, not dealing with that. I could never. I forgot which way I came from, I think over here. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I used to be really just an outsider, I guess. I would always say how I am in. what did I used to say? How I would be like an extrovert, or an extrovert in an introvert's body, I think is how I phrased it, or it might have been the other way around. But I would act really extroverted when in actuality I'm actually not. you know. But yeah, I like making it. It's really ironic because now I'm complaining when people don't want to say hi, or they when, like, for example, when I see a classmate in the hallway and I try to say hi to them, but they don't want to look my way. I'm like, okay, okay, I see how it is. Like, you don't have to wave back, or you don't have to say hi, but also when I know you, and when we talk in class, it's like, oh, you don't really know me anymore, I guess, when we're not. But anyways, I'm just trying to say, like, don't be afraid to get to know people, even if you don't end up being friends with them. Conversation can just make us feel way more connected to each other no matter what, especially in our day and age now with AI, with the rise of technology, or whatever is happening. Yeah, like, just don't be nonchalant at all. No more being nonchalant. It's really silly in my opinion. Be curious, be goofy, but don't be silly in a nonchalant way. If you understand what I mean. And just be yourself, Be cringe. Bring back cringe. I think we have, actually. I actually don't know. I myself am cringe, so we should just bring that back for my sake. Every time I be cringe in an ironic way towards my partner, they're like, stop. Stop. But I know that it gets her going, and that she finds it funny. So I'm like cringe in a syndrome drowning way, I'm cringe in a funny way. But anyways, Um, I do believe that there's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. And I believe that either of us can, that I do believe that either of those can help us feel closer to ourselves in a way. Like, I would say that I used to be alone back in high school, as you, as all high schoolers may be alone. Maybe not all, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I would say that I was alone in my high school days. But yeah, I think that time with myself, especially during COVID, because like 2020 time, I truly was like alone and lonely, and I just didn't feel like I really belonged to anyone. Which was hard on my younger self. This would be a nice area for a house. I'm gonna build another village, yes. Anyways, it was really hard on my younger self because I still am finding out new I still am finding out who I am. But I know myself more now, of course, now that I'm older. But I believe that time alone made me really more sure of myself and more sure of who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do and what I believed in, what I didn't believe in, and all that. And I think that's important. Because this is really like ironic actually now that I'm talking about it out loud, but I feel like when we spend a lot of time with other people, we start to lose track of who we are individually and start to just be one with each other, which at times can be cool in like a funny sense. When you guys share like the same brain cell and you make the same joke at the same time, like it's funny in that sense. But when you start thinking the same way and doing the same things and looking the same way, that doesn't become funny anymore. It actually becomes quite scary. I don't think I've come to that point with anyone. Hopefully, from what I remember, I have a really bad memory, so I don't know. But yeah, I think that really just makes you think about how having time to yourself can really actually help in some ways. And yeah, even though I am feeling lonely right now, I think it's helpful for sure, because then I can think about what's important to me and who's important to me and what really is, yeah, I don't know. But also I think one of those can hinder our mental health a lot, especially if it's prolonged for such a long amount of time. It can be a lot to just sit on, especially if you're not really aware of it. Actually, I don't want to start it here. I'm gonna build a little starter base, and then I'll probably end the video there. Pick it back up where we left off next video. But yeah. Starter base. I have a really hard time making actual starter bases. Like, it's not even funny. Not in the way that they're like hard to make, but in a way that like I just physically can't make a bad looking starter base because my mind won't let me. But yeah. What else? I hope that some of you guys can relate to this feeling, and if you don't, then I'm glad that you haven't. And then I hope that you don't ever feel this way. And if you do, know that it won't last. That's what I'm telling myself, is that it won't last, and that I'm actually not feeling and just know that it won't last. And that it can be a scary feeling, but it's not. It's just, it can be a scary feeling, but you can just stay true to who you are, you know? Just don't be nonchalant. That's all I ask. Because being nonchalant, in my opinion, just feels so fake. And I know that there's some people who are naturally nonchalant, and I'm not telling you to change. I'm not telling you to change at all. But to those people who try to act nonchalant, stop. Please stop. Not as cool as you think you are. But not jokes aside, just be who you are. And yeah, here's my house. I actually made a bad starter base now. Oh my goodness, I'm proud of myself. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Alright, cheers and good night. Cheers, good night, good morning, good evening. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. See you guys. Oh my goodness.